Hi everyone, Lolly here. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to emboss fabric. And yes, why haven't I ever thought of that before? I have embossed paper and that type of thing. So today I had the brilliant idea that I was going to emboss on fabric. So I cut a small piece and put it in the embossing machine and ran it through using a couple of different little embossing folders. So this one here, you can see I'm going to just do a small piece. My first thought was that I would do this and put it in the background and then embroidery over it. And so I think I'm going to do that. But for today's demonstration, I'm just going to show you just a small piece here, and we'll make a tag or something out of it. So I don't know why I haven't thought of that before, but it turns out really pretty on fabric. And I just put like an extra little piece in the embossing machine to make sure that it stayed good and tight when I put it in the machine. And it came out really clear and really nice. So here I am just making the corners on the tag. So with fabric, you can kind of fold it in half and cut them both at the same time without having to do that little trick where you cut off one corner and match it to the other side. And here I am just putting a piece of paper over where I'm going to punch the hole. That way it gives the hole punch something to grab onto instead of just pushing the fabric through the hole. So just gives it a little stability. Today I have an audience, so if I stutter and mess up, it's because I have an audience for the first time watching me do my video today. My grandson Liam is here, and he's watching me do my recording here. So all right, so here's our tag made out of fabric and has our embossing on there, and the lighting's not so great. I moved my table and so it seems a little bit dark, so I'll have to adjust that. But here we go. I have this piece of paper here that I made the little folds over, kind of like a little embellishment, and I'm going to put that on there. And this, I just put some ink on paper. It would have been better if I had some wax paper or something, but I just didn't reach for that. And I'm just adding some color to the tag. Later in the video, you're going to see that I'm going to turn it over because it came a little bit dark. And so I just flipped it over and started on the other side. So here I'm just adding the ink. You could add the ink on here any way that you wanted to. I just reached for the brayer so I could just spread the color a little bit. So, and then there I'm just putting the rest of the ink on the back of the tag. So, all right, so now we're going to add this little ruffle here that I made just from pieces of paper and sewed them. You don't have to stay if you don't want to. My audience is getting fidgety, so I'm telling him he doesn't have to stay.
I'm gonna stay.
So here I'm just adding a sticker just for some color, and I got that sticker out of the this little book here that I have. I love all the images in this book so much that I never use them because I don't want them to disappear, but you got to use it up eventually, right? So here I'm just putting something underneath just to give it a little dimension, and so I cut a leaf in half from a fake plant or a little flower, and so I'm going to put that down underneath the little lace ruffle. And this part I thought I cut out, but of course your glue gun is never ready when you want it to be, so just gonna put half the leaf on one side and the other half on the other side of the ruffle, just to lift it up a little bit and give it some kind of texture behind there, a little color. And those ruffles are easy to make. You just fold them and then run them through your sewing machine. And so finally I have that glued down, and I have these little flowers here. It comes on little small stems, and I've pulled all the little petals off, and I'm going to just put those in and around the tag. So in all of this, I haven't really talked a whole lot about embellishing on fabric, which was the point behind my whole video, but I think that I'm going to try to figure out a way to put that like in a strip in my embossing machine so I can do a bigger sheet of it, and then I want to try embroidering on top of it with it in the background. Or I have decided the next time I make a quilt then I am going to emboss some of the fabric. Now I don't know if once I wash it that the embossing will stay on there, but I think it's worth a try. So if you can get it to stay like on a quilted piece or my embroidery pieces, I'm not really going to wash, but I just wonder how it would work on a quilted piece, but willing to try it. So here I got my quote for the day, and I'm just cutting out the letters or the words, and then I'll ink around those so that they match the rest of the tag. How you think I'm doing? Think I'm doing all right?
Yeah. This is my first time in a video before, so it's different.
It's different.
I want to have my own YouTube channel when I turn 12 because my mom says I couldn't, so that's what I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, he's learning. Yeah, he wants to do his own YouTube channel when he's 12, okay. So he's trying to get the hang of it. So maybe we'll practice that today. So
yeah.
So here I am inking the words that I have cut out, and it says the time is always right. And then I found this butterfly, and I thought it would add a big pop of color and a little dimension. And here I'm trying to stamp the date on this fabric, but it didn't really stay. So I ended up just stamping it on a piece of paper and a piece that I had cut away from the words up there. So I stamped that and put that down at the bottom just because that blank space was just bothering me that there wasn't anything there. So in the fabric, I didn't think I could sign it well without the ink running. So again, thought I'd cut this part out. It took, the writing on this stamp is so small that I was really struggling to figure out where May was. So sorry I'm torturing you with that part because I thought I had cut it out. But anyway, that's what I end up doing, is putting that on there. So maybe I should get an audience more often, and so maybe I can keep up with my videos better with an audience. Somebody judging how I'm doing. So I used part of the lace at the top there just for the little tag, and then something needed to be there and I couldn't figure out what it would be, so I cut out the word live from one of the Tim Holtz chipboard quotes, and I'm going to put that at the top. I also had little pieces of tile that I was determined I was going to use on this piece, and that's what the little orange piece is right there on the little fabric tag. So there you go. So even though we ended up making a tag and not showing a lot of the embossed fabric, I think embossing fabric is a splendid idea, and I think I'm going to cut out a bunch of tags and then run them through the embossing machine and like have them ready to go whenever I'm ready to do another project. And then I am going to try to get this on a bigger piece so that I can do some embroidery over the top. So anyway, that's the side that I didn't end up liking. So of course you're not going to be able to write on this unless you back it with paper, but I don't normally put mine in a journal, so you can adapt that idea however you'd like to. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you being here with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.